Okay, so question 9. All measurements are given in centimetres. X is an integer. So this is kind of key, I guess. X is an integer, it has to be a whole number. The total volume of the cuboid is less than 900. Show that X is less than or equal to 5. Okay. Well, it's talking about the volume of the cuboid. So let's come up with a volume in terms of X. So to get the volume, we'd do the area of the cross section times by how far back it goes. So the area of the front bit is 3x squared, 3x times x, times by how far back it goes. So 3x squared times by 2x gives you 6x cubed. Okay, so if x is an integer and the volume has to be less than 900, show that x is less than or equal to 5. Alright, well, let's try 5 first of all. So when x equals 5, we have the volume is equal to 6 times by 5 cubed. The volume is 6 times by 125, which would give you, what does that give you? 600 plus 150, that is 750. So this is possible. Less than 900 centimeters cubed, which is what the question specifies. Okay, so let's try. It's telling us to show that it's less than or equal to 5. We've shown that when x is 5 it works, that's okay. So to show that it has to be less than or equal to 5, we have to show that it doesn't work when x goes above 5. So when x equals 6, we've got 6 lots of 6 cubed, which is 6 times by 216. You can work out 6 cubed in your own time, which gives you 1,296. Again, you can work that out using whatever written method you normally use. Centimeters cubed, therefore not possible. More than 900 centimeters cubed. So you've worked out the volume in terms of x. You know that x has to be a whole number, and you know that the volume has to be less than 900. So we've shown that when x is 5 it works, it's less than 900. When x is 6 it's more than 900. So I would even put in a sentence in there that says, therefore because it works when x equals 5, but it doesn't, or let's say because it satisfies the information when x is 5, but it doesn't satisfy this bit of information when x is 6, we know that x must either be 5 or less than 5. So x must be less than or equal to 5. So this is less than 900, this is not, therefore it has to be less than or equal to 5. Question 10, y is inversely proportional to x. Now we've done this in a lesson recently where I've tried to get you really used to saying, if something is inversely proportional to something else, let me just write it up here, it will always be one of them is equal to k over the other. So if y is inversely proportional to x, y equals k over x. Let's use the information we've got. When x equals 1.5, y equals 36. So y is 36, x is 1.5. If I times both sides by 1.5, I get k is equal to, so it's 36 and then another 18. K is equal to 54. Okay, so I can now, instead of saying this, you'll sometimes get this as part A and part B. The end of part A, where it asks you to find y in terms of x, you'd have to then write this out again, but with your actual k value in there. So sometimes that would be the end of part A, and then it would ask you the next bit. In this case, it just goes straight into find the value of y when x equals 6. Well, because we've got our formula now, we can just replace x with 6. And we get y equals 9. Done. Okay, so that's question 9 and question 10.